2007 Hyundai 3.3 liter V6. Going to do the timing on it. It's got one of the phasers, VVT, right here. It's clicking. I check out these oil control valves back in there somewhere down in there. Yeah, I've already popped this intake manifold off. I done blew it all off with the hose yesterday. Let's see, there's two cooling lines down there and I can't see shit. I want to get that intake off. I got the top over off. I'm about ready to move this front cover, as they call it. It goes from side to side and all the way down in there. Yeah, I've already started that part of the project. I believe it's mainly the phasers that have failed. However, there's plenty of wear on the backside of the chain from where it's rubbing up against something. The guides look all right from what ones I can see. But nonetheless, there we go. A little bit better. I feel a little bit more confident now. This is one of those mechanics things, you know, you bring my car in here for timing, and then there's this. But, you know, it's just my responsibility, man, to let you know, and I'm going to call after I send this to you. But that ball joint right there is tragic. The ball joint, I know it's hard to get light and stuff in here and see all this stuff. This right here where this bolt is what they call a ball joint that connects this to this. Anyway, let me see if I can move this stuff around. If I could just get some damn light here. Yeah, there you go. From out here. Yeah. You can see how much is moving. There you go. Getting this timing, this front cover off this Hyundai. It reminds me of a Subaru. How there's, I don't know, 30-some nuts and bolts. You could tell where that valve cover was leaking in that rear one. However, yeah, about 347 billion bolts to hold this damn front cover on there. Let's see. Yeah, I got that harmonic balancer too. I picked it. I'm going to go ahead and replace them plugs for you. I'm pretty sure those are the original plugs. What is that? It's 2017, 26, 19 years. I'd like to think that I got all the bolts removed out of that timing cover. They're different colors, because different colors, different sizes, different lengths, different girths, different locations. And then a bunch of common ones. And yeah, she ain't off there just quite yet. I got something somewhere. I'll find it. I better watch somebody else's YouTube video or something. Huh. That's how it is, man. Man, trying to get this water pump off here without it breaking is something retarded. Like, so this long piece down underneath here, it's just this neck that is attached to the bottom, and like trying not to break it off there while digging that water pump, or trying to pop that water pump off there. It's a fucking, that's an awful criminal design, man. Why do they make shit like this? It's crazy. It's absurd. It's purpose. It's on purpose, I'll tell you that much. There's no other way they could design something like that unless they was looking forward to the future. And they knew that water pump's a really common thing to replace on a car, and they knew it's going to have to come out and get replaced. And that's why it's installed in that manner. Shady. Alright, so I got that timing cover off there with the 54 bolts, and there's a plug somewhere. I gotta find it. And dug down to the timing. Alright, start this process. It's gonna be a heck of a nice cleanup. Awful, man. Can't see up in there stuff. Of course, that's a good place for a little gasket in there. Two gaskets behind the dam. Now, I had to order them, and they won't be here till Tuesday. I gotta find this plug. Just want to take some video of the suckosity of this timing chain. This one here goes to the rear bank, and then there's this one here that goes to the front bank. However, this one here that's in between the two, which means you can't do the front bank unless you drop the oil pan. And it has to be very carefully manipulated off there. That's old shop knife I made a while back, years ago. Super hand. Anyway, yeah. And then you gotta have a gizmo, because you can't use a jack stand down there, because you gotta get the oil pan off. So yeah, that's the suckosity of where we're at today. Oh boy, there's my old camera proper upper thing is actually a jack stand, which, like I said, it's not on the oil pan. It tends to be holding up the transmission side, because I got that one thing up there holding up this side of the engine. Yeah. Okay, now I can take the one damn doohickey off. Man, the cleanup on this thing, getting ready for the silicone, is going to be something else. I'll show you what I use on a big crazy job like this. The old aerosol can. Yep, it's going to take probably about 3/4, if not all, that whole can. Then this one, it's going to be great. So I was telling my kid how the backside of this chain was rubbing on something. I knew it was. There's that, and this is the same side this tensioner come off of. And it looks all right until you started noticing there's a gray tinge right there. There's a gray tinge right there because it wasn't tensioning quite right. There's just a little spring ratchet gear thing in there. However, it wasn't doing its job. That's why it has that gray tinge right there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera very well. Yeah. There you go. Zoom in some. Ooh, kind of see little sparkly bits. But that. Yep. So, new timing stuff on its way. Yay. My little baby Bubby. Yeah, we fixed that the other night. Mainly him. I done a little stuff to it. However, over here on this thing, replacing the BBT solenoids, or oil control valves as they're called by Hyundai. I got the one in there, but the other one, I got to remove that lower intake manifold. I did not know that. And it just amazes me by the minuscule amount that it will not pass by. It's like it should, it would, but no, it says, fuck you. You are not, you must do more dumb shit. So, yeah, I'm gonna get to it. Okay, well, now that I got that out of the way and have to get some new gaskets, I can get the BBT out. Look at that. That's just incredible, man. Just the smidgenest little barely stuff. Oh, there's the gray doomsday stuff on this one right there. Well, let's throw in the new one. Yeah, I look like AutoZone Junior back here. I'm going through my gaskets trying to find the lower intake manifold gasket for that Hyundai over there. There's a bunch more stuff, and here's a bunch more stuff. I'm about ready to just start giving this shit away, man. It's incredible. Anyway, I didn't have the lower intake manifold gasket, but I did have the upper gasket. Goes right there. So that's free. That's free since I had it. I got to run down here and figure this out. But I got the intake, or the BBT's oil control valves back in there. I got the dates and stuff on them for just whoever gives a rat's ass kind of thing. Fuck. Yeah, this hoo-ha currently is what I'm working on. I got to redo these new cam phasers. I ordered the wrong ones. And hell, on this thing, I had to mail order some special little torch bits, some torch bit plus. I got some, but they're the larger size, so I could take 2 phasers to make one. The ones I ordered in not being the right length because the gear section of it is made different. So I'm gonna reuse the housing, this front part, which is good, and reuse the gear. That's just what I gotta do But yeah, running behind, waiting on this stuff to show up in the mail. I ordered the gaskets and whatnot. I need to call them, have them get here. Yeah, just running behind, man. Things been real crazy for me over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Customer messaged me about how this is going, and yeah, so I gotta switch this around. I gotta switch the top of this onto this, and just got the little special 5-point bits, which I'm pretty sure I had at one moment in my life. About ready to swatch this around. Yeah, about ready to carry on. That's what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna carry on. Alright, I got one of them transplanted. Went real easy. Well, it went good. I guess real easy compared to what I was thinking. But yeah, these here are little gasket things I'm waiting on, and interestingly enough, they look the same, and yet they're not. A narrow apex on the turn. Anyway, yeah, not the fucking same. You know, had to get this stupid O-ring here that has one similar on it, but not the same. And this one showed up, which is the narrow one, and now I'm waiting on the other one. Yeah, it takes one there on the front for that water pump, and then 2 on the back for the water pump. It's amazing. And they could have made them all identical. Look at the shape on that water pump gasket. What do you think of that one, guys? Got it all in time, and all the little dots and hoo-ha all lined up. These ones, they just go parallel to the surface of the head kind of thing. I'll leave that one back there. Yeah. This stuff it's simple. Yeah, it's retarded. Yeah, it's simply retarded, I guess. I guess that's politically correct when talking about a vehicle. A lot of people understand what that means. Where's the damn dot at? Yep, that's where I'm at. Still waiting on a stupid gasket. That's what I've been doing the whole time. Wait on this part, wait on that part, wait on the next part. So yeah. Let me throw this, do that tomorrow. Or why do what I could do right now instead of doing it tomorrow. Let me jump off here and throw this DVT doohickey thing back on there before I forget, and throw the intake on there and then can't get to it. Yeah, that's how that goes. So while I'm waiting on gaskets, even though I already got like 50,000 of them, I went ahead and threw the spark plugs in there. That's some of your valve covers, intake manifold. There's your front cover and oil pan. And I temporarily put on the lower intake manifold. You know, I didn't put its gasket on there. It's sitting there. But what am I doing right now? Oh, the ball joint. Yeah. And when I say it was bad, that's not good. Alright, and there's a fancy new ball joint installed there. Now I need to put the control arm back in the 2007 Hyundai Sonata with a 3.3 liter that's waiting forever and ever on gaskets. What a tie-up. When is the nightmare going to end? When? Can anybody tell me? The tracking says that this silly gasket is going to be here today. It's only been forever and then about 2 weeks. So yeah. Hey, look what I finally got today, the gasket. Ain't that crazy? Just to settle us a little bit of difference in the radius. And up here's slight differences too. Just real subtle. Like one's more square and stuff. But yeah, I can't use one or the other, blah, blah, blah. And I sure in the heck don't want to pull this thing back apart just because the gasket behind the timing cover was bad. So yeah, now I get to put it back together. I get to begin on the process of getting it back together. Yay. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Ain't it right, Hulko? It's going to be great. Look at your little doggy dooby-doo. I hope this whole engine is not going to be like this. But check this out. I'm putting this intake manifold on there with some of the new gaskets. And I come over here and I look at the spec on it. Let me get over here first. All right, step 1. Do it in some goofy order to 2.9 to 4.3 foot-pounds. And then step 2. Do some more dumb shit. Of course, it's easy in order that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. To 17.4. Step 3. Repeat second step. But anyway, 4.3 foot-pounds times 12. That's how you get inch pounds, because I got to use a little thing, a little guy on it. Yeah, 51.6 inch pounds is 4.3 foot-pounds. Yay. I hope the timing cover and all those bolts aren't like that. That is a nightmare. So I got all the gasket surfaces cleaned up. You know, I'm not about to be detailing this thing. But I got all the sealing surfaces and whatnot took care of, and wherever that oil pan is. Because I got to seal both of these at the same time on this design. And then fortunately I could do the valve covers separately. But yeah, I'm about ready to do the process of going ahead and putting this front timing cover back on there and that oil pump. And then I can move on to the water pump. And then I can move on to this stuff I forgot the other day. The motor mount and water pump pulley and belt tensioner and idler and who gives a... The big seal there. Got the big seal going on. Got that front cover on there. All sealed up and shit. And down here, this little fan gasket. Because, yeah, it's a great thing like that. Just, you can see the little RTV squeezing out the side there all equally and stuff. It's like some, I don't know, mechanical precision from it. I don't know, robot putting it on there. I don't know. I did a real good job at that stuff. But it's that spray can of stuff that helps put it on there equally. But anyway, in the process of the big shield, just replace the water pump gasket. What a stupid looking fucking design. But anyway, I got the one more put on there, and then I'm going to put the water pump on. What are you doing, Hulko? What are you doing, buddy? He's just so happy. Oh, he's too happy. Go lay down. Yeah. Go on, Hulko. Go over there. I'm not going to pet you. I'm not going to do it. I'm working, Hulko. I'm not going to pet you. Oh, he's a good little guy. Oh, he's a good little doggy. So getting the torque specs on this timing cover. Look at all these bolts. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Yeah. That's going to be fun. Let me get started. Yeah, this torque procedure, this is criminal engineering. I don't know what happened. If some mechanic dude ended up doinking some fucking engineer's wife and they started fucking hating on us. But this is, you know, purposely engineered for dumb shit and aggravation. And he's probably done seen the video where I collar coated them all. Well, I do something similar during the torque process. Notice they all got little gold dabs on them, because that's the only collar I had left after I went through however 8 markers of collar, because of different lengths, different girths, you know, she wants different sizes, different holes, kind of dumb shit. Yay, making progress. Heck, I can even take the little engine hoist off there, but I got the front cover and the little belt tensioner and harmonic balancer. Got a new harmonic balancer down there somewhere where you can't really see or don't even care. Valve covers, front cover, belt pulleys, these things, those things, some other things, who knows what things. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be doing the electrical and firing it up for the first time. I still yet got, you know, give her some oil, change the oil in it before I crank her up. I better put some oil in it before I even forget. Yeah, that's how that goes. Let me do that shit right now. That would be tragic. Got it all hooked up and all the electronics. I got the fuse out for the fuel pump, because right now I'm just listening for the cadence of the engine. I guess another way to say it is the drum roll, the consistency of the cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha whenever I go to start it. That's why I pulled the fuel pump fuse. I don't want it to hit. Right now it will build up oil pressure and slosh it around. That's good. And I want all that going on before it actually starts making combustion spark, blah, blah, blah. So let me jump in here and see what it sounds like. Yes. I still got a little bit more bits and bobs going on this thing. You know, tire off, inner fender splash shield doohickey dumb thingy. You know, little trimmy stuff going on. I wonder if I left the keys in here. Keys are in the ignition. Turn this AC off. Yeah, no fuel pump. Okay. Okay, sounded all right. Give me a second. I'm gonna put this fuel fuse back in. Okay, put the fuel pump fuse in there. Now what I'll do, I'll cycle the key forward 2-3 times. Have that fuel pump prime up pressure. Make sure it ain't leaking before I crank it over. Yep, that's some more experience-based shit right there. Just cause I'm priming fuel don't mean it ain't leaking. I had that experience a while back. It wasn't all flamey kapoofy, but it wasn't awesome either. A bunch of gas went underneath the car, and the damn safety clip for the for a fuel line. I forget what I was doing on a car, but the safety clip on a fuel line didn't hold, and it really sucked. Right there's the only spot where that I disconnected the fuel. We're all dry and good. Okay, let me give her a crank. I imagine I'll probably hear the power steering pump line on this too. I lost some power steering fluid. I'm not hearing the fuel pump. There we go. What the hell am I missing? Oh, I'm sick. I got this thing together yesterday evening, and of course I was real psyched, real happy, like yay. However, I believe I got it out of time 180. I got the fuel pump relay out of it so I could drain the fuel, unpressurize the system. That way I could pull it back apart again. At first I actually thought, well, maybe it's a fuel pump went out. You know, just showing some of the timing marks, as you can see there, to 2 black lengths with the center dot. Oh man, I'm about to pass out. Alright, let me get this other one. Ooh, there we go. And I always love how they don't show them like really straight on. They show them, yeah, but anyway, you can see where the mark goes to the mark. Reason why I'm showing this stuff, because I put this thing together, well, previous video. Then I tore it back down. Going over my work. Yeah. And, everything's lined up. Let me get a harmonic balancer on this. And even in here, like, you can see the dot. Come on, man. The dot to the link kind of thing. And then this keyway, which is difficult to see. But there's reasons why I gotta get photographic stuff, some video of this. If I can. I know it's difficult, man. Let me zoom back out. Fucking A. So, there's the keyway on top. And right there's the notch for it. Trying to get the... you can see it up in there's a little indent. Yeah, right in line with that. So my timing's on. And whenever I put this thing back together, it wouldn't start. And I was thinking, well, maybe there's a possibility that, because that's just the truth of anything, you know, I could have messed it up. But yeah, so I'm gonna put it all back together again. And I told customer about it, man. Yeah, where I was at, what I was doing, what I was thinking, but I'm kind of grateful it's not out of time, but I'm also like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, and top dead center, that's what that blue mark is, that piston's right at the top, dead center. Of course it is, because it's in time, but I don't know why the thing wasn't starting. And I don't know. I mean, carry on. Put it all back together. And that's that keyway to that notch I was pointing at up in there, which you could barely see, but it's there. Alright, this small lady, I'd tell her simple things, and it's hard for her to understand how she's also my camera woman person. Here, Vivian, just stand pretty much over here. Alright, so going through the process with this vehicle, whenever I take this apart, I got to relieve the fuel pressure. And this is a factory fuel pump. I went through checking it, bidirectional with scan tool out here at the relay, and it turns on, and you can hear it. However, this is an 07, it's about 20 years old. Doing this timing chain, putting it back together, it's in this rest of this video, you know, I about freak out whenever it's not starting. And I noticed like it was almost like a fuel pump issue. But I checked it and it's good. It's turning on and off. I can hear it. It's not so awesome, but I can hear it. It's working. And then I'm like onto the immobilizer. So I checked the signal for the injectors and the coil packs. It's supposed to do its thing when it does, and it does. And I'm like, what the hell? So after so many crank, I know what's happening. If you know anything about priming a system, diesels, for example, getting air out of the diesel, well, that's what this shit had to be in, man. That's what it had to be. She starts within like, you know, quarter of a second, milliseconds now, and it has to do with that weak-ass fuel pump just priming to get the fuel up there. And, you know, I had to take off top of the intake, and all the fuel drains out of the fuel rail by the injectors. But I'm glad it's done. Now I gotta go up to the house and edit, compile all these videos.